friends, I am back again for some more repotting. Today we are going to do my office plants and maybe my kitchen plants. I have them here, but I might save them for a different day. We'll see how this goes. So I did decide I'm gonna hold off on all my big plants until the very end. I have, in my last video I said I have like 6 big plants, and by big I mean the pots are like this big. And I just don't really feel like dealing with those right now. So I'm going around to doing the smaller plants first. Then I'm gonna tackle those 6 big guys at the end. That will be a project and a half. That one's probably gonna have to happen outside just because I think it's gonna be a mess. Anywho, so let's start. I don't know who to start with. We'll start with my Monstera Peru. This is Alfie, and he is living his best life right now. He's put out so much new growth recently, so that's awesome. He has one leaf that's still hardening. He does have a brown spot. I'm actually going to trim that off right now while I think of it. Better. But yeah, he's been really happy where I have him, and he's been a nice easy keeper too, which is always a good thing. So that's nice. Let's see what his root situation is looking like. I do have some propagations from him that are in water vessels at the moment. I do kind of want to fill him out a little bit more. I just found a teeny bit of root rot. There's a little bit more. Whoopsies. Maybe I'll put you in the propagation. I think that's what I'll do. This little guy just came off. So I think I'm gonna put him in the propagation jar with the other cutting. Get this off. Put him off to the side. So other than those 2 little pieces, I'm not seeing any more rot. He does have a lot of roots that are coming off, so I don't really want to mess with him much further. All right, let's get his pot filled up. day today, which is nice. Did some cleaning and straightening up of the house. I'm sure you can hear Koa in the background. I gave him an enrichment toy that he's playing with. Elsie has already finished hers. She's basking in the sun. Yay. I don't know why, but I honestly think that the Monstera Peru is one of my favorite Monsteras. There's just something about it that always draws my eye. And he sits right next to my desk. He's in a macrame plant hanger. Trying not to make too much of a mess. I have come to the conclusion that I'm just gonna have to deal with vacuuming after every time I do a repot. That's all there is to it, what that is. I just get so messy, even when I'm not trying. Even when I'm trying not to get messy. I do think I want to put something in here for him to climb. I still have not pulled the trigger on finding any kind of stakes. I've got like 5 different kinds sitting in my cart on Amazon, and they're just sitting there waiting for me to make a decision, which has not happened yet. Yeah, I love these leaves. I love the texture, I love the color. They're just so beautiful. And look at this little baby leaf. How can you not love this little leaf? He's adorable. Oh, wonderful. All right, looks like Alfie is all done. And of course, I'm gonna do what I, have done every time so far. I'm gonna give these guys a nice drink with Super Thrive to help them deal with the stress of the transition. So I think I'm gonna save my best for last, and we're gonna move on to this ZZ plant. So this is, her name is Miss Z, and I absolutely adore her. She is actually named, okay, I get back up. So my job, I am a dog trainer, and I worked with a client who brought home a new Aussie puppy, and I helped get puppy and mom set up and helped her do, with like training and potty training and everything like that. And the puppy's name was Zelda. And look at that honkin' root. That's awesome. That's so cool. Look how long that is. Yay. The puppy's name was Zelda. And so I don't know what it is, but I tend to give like nicknames for the dogs that I work with, like off of their actual name. We do have some root rot. Ruts. Where was I? Oh, nicknames. So yeah, I give nicknames to my clients based off of what their real name is. And so I would call Zelda Miss Z. And she's so fun to work with. She had such a wonderful personality. And I just really enjoyed working with them. So when I got this ZZ plant, it felt pretty obvious what she should be called. Yeah, so that's how she got her name. I do name every single one of my plants. Nick has been helping for some of them. He's so he's not into plants on his own, but he is kind of getting into plants because I'm into plants. And so he's like, he's been having me teach him about like plant care, and he helps out with some plant chores occasionally. And he's learning everybody's names. So that's fun. It's nice to have him be interested in my hobby. And I do, when I name a plant, I don't just like sling a name on them. I really kind of take time to think it through and decide, we'll go deeper, if I feel like it matches like the personality of the plant, or I guess like the vibe I get from the plant. So I don't just do it willy-nilly. It's actually kind of hard for me. When I get new plants, it's kind of hard to come up with new names. Not because I've exhausted all of them, but because I really do try to find a name that fits. Pinterest is very, very helpful. I will admit that. I'm on Pinterest a lot. And so I have like lists of baby names, and that tends to be where I get my inspiration from. And it's just fun giving them their own names, I think. It makes me happy. decide if I want to get a Raven ZZ or not. I see them a lot at the big box stores when I go, and I don't know. Part of me sees the appeal, part of me doesn't. Oh, so pretty. So stinking pretty. And she's filling out nicely too, which is good. Doing it all on her own. We've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stalks, 5 new stalks since I got her. She only had this one long one when I first brought her home. So she's done a lot of wonderful growing. She's happy, and that makes me happy. Yay. Okay, now one of my favorites. And this plant, I mean, it's not like street valuable, but like Theodore, it's probably, this plant and Theodore are my 2 most valuable plants to me. So this is Duchess, my Christmas cactus, and she has been doing lots of growing recently, which is awesome. She did not handle, so I had her when I lived in the apartment, and she didn't really handle the stress of the move very well. She did bloom last year, which I was very happy about. I was worried she wasn't going to. And I'm hoping she'll still bloom this year after this transition. But we got, let's see, lots of new growth. You can see, whoops, there we've got some new growth coming in. I need to find a better way to position my camera so that I can actually like show you guys in better detail. But yeah, so she blooms pink and she is gorgeous. She makes me so happy, and she sits right on top of my desk, so I get to enjoy her quite a lot. And maybe, I think I am gonna do like the collections videos that I talked about it with, like my Friends collection and my Harry Potter collection and my Big Bang Theory collection. And maybe I'll do one about why Duchess and Theodore are so important to me. All right, enough admiring. We're gonna get to repotting. I'm kind of anxious to do this, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really prepared. So I don't think, I mean, I'm gonna look at her roots, but I really don't want to disturb them a ton, just because I really do want her to bloom this year. She's absolutely breathtaking when she blooms. But we'll see. I might need to take a closer examination of her roots, depending on what I see. I'm just going to turn her around and start uncovering from this side. Okay, maybe we can bring her out now. Let's see. Oh, no, I was wrong. Not yet. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Lots and lots of roots. Okay, set her off to the side. I'm gonna clear the rest of this pot out. So when I moved, I did repot everybody. I think I probably had like 50 plants in my collection at that point. And I repotted everybody because when I lived in the apartment, my roommate had plants. But there was a terrible, terrible fungus gnat problem. And my plants started having issues with fungus gnats, and I really just wanted to kind of nip that in the bud when I moved. And it worked. I haven't, knock on wood, have had any issues with fungus gnats since then, but I mean, like, they were terrible, absolutely terrible. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with her anymore. Yeah, it was not good. And now they're all healthy. After this, after Duchess gets repotted, I will officially have 3 rooms of the house done, aside from the big plants. And I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rooms of the house have plants. So basically every room but the bathrooms. And I guess the den. So I have, my living room is upstairs, and then downstairs it's really one big room, but the way I have like the furniture and stuff arranged, ooh, no mess, yay, is it kind of acts as like 2 rooms. So I have the, almost thought this was gonna fall. I was about to have a heart attack. What was I talking about? Rooms. I was talking about rooms. So part of the room is my little library, and that's where most of the plants live because they have, there's better access to sunlight. And then the other part of the room is the den. So that's kind of like the more casual living area. That's where my TV is. It's not gonna be enough. And it's just so dark in that part of the room. I have one plant. I have a pothos that lives in water. Oh no! We lost 2 stalks. Shucks. It's disappointing. What was I saying? I was saying, oh, so I have a marble, not a marble queen, a golden pothos living in the den that lives in water, and she's doing really good. She doesn't seem to mind, but she's the only one. Everybody else is in the library. Maybe I'll do a tour video of all my plants at some point. And you guys can see what my setup looks like. I do like having plants all over the house. Like, I get the concept behind having like a plant room and everything, but I just really like going from room to room and seeing different plants. And you know, so like Duchess and Alfie are a big reason why I like really enjoy going to my office to work, because that's the only place they are. And Alfie is the Monstera Peru that I did. I might do, I don't know. We'll see how my collection grows. Maybe someday I would do a plant room. But like Nick even agrees with me. He likes having plants around the house. So that's nice. Almost done with Duchess. I'm really disappointed that I lost those 2 stalks. I thought I was being very gentle with her. Well. Was not meant to be, I suppose. Okay. All right, Duchess is all set, which is good. I need to be better about rotating her. She's definitely more full on this side than this side. So, yeah. All in all, I think that went pretty well. I didn't mess with her too terribly much. I'm just so excited to see, well, I don't know if excited is the word. Maybe like anxious anticipation to see how she handles this transition. And hopefully she will start blooming come November. She's a little weird. So like half of her blooms early, and then the other half blooms later. So like I usually have blooms well before Thanksgiving, and then they all die off. And around Christmas to New Year, the other half of her blooms. Whatever. She has a little quirk. That's okay. She makes me happy, and that's what's important. Let's see if I can tip. Oh, no, we're losing dirt. I can't do that. I mean, you guys can see. She's beautiful. She's luscious. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining me today on this Chatty repot. I don't think I'm going to do my kitchen plants today. I've got other errands I need to do that I was kind of thinking about putting off by doing the kitchen plants, but I shouldn't do that. I need to do these other errands. Next time we will do the kitchen plants. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, and I will see you guys next time.